My name is Travis Jones, and I found a new motivation. I grew up in Miami, Florida, where my mother was my mom and my dad. I did not see my father until I was the age of 15. And growing up, I felt like an underdog. I felt like life was just hopeless. I was dyslexic, and I didn't know how to read till later on in life, and I stuttered often. Something happened when I turned 14. I began to search for something. Search for significance, search for purpose. And that search started by hanging out with the wrong people, which oftentimes led to illegal activity. I began to pursue sports, and I always found myself not being good enough. And I also began to pursue popularity in girls, and at the end of the day, I always felt empty and hopeless. One day, my friends and I found out there was a church giving away free pizza for all the first-time guests. And so we stopped by the church, and we were greeted by a middle-aged white man who told us that God had a plan for our lives. Months later, during a storm where it was pouring raining, our streets were flooded, I was overwhelmed with my emptiness. And the only person I could think about calling was that leader. I called him, and right away he hung up the phone. And about 10 minutes later, I hear a knock on my door, and there was this leader, drenched and tears in his eyes. And he looked at me and said, "God has a plan for your life. God loves you, son." And that night, I gave my life to Jesus. For me, the next day, everything changed. I found a new hope. I found a new future. But most of all, I found a new motivation. I found a new why behind life. And my why was Jesus. And since that day, every day I wake up, I don't think about what I'm going to do. I think about why I'm going to do what I'm going to do. My new motivation changed me from chasing success into chasing significance. And it's my life mission to tell as many people as possible about this new motivation that I found. And this is why we are starting a new church in South Richmond called Motivation Church.